Howdy guys, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today I'm going to show you how we plaster the ceiling right here. And for all you guys in the UK and all over the place, I just got to this job, a dude pulled over and said, "Hey Kirk, let me shake your hand, man. You showed me how to make a living." And I thought, that's so cool. Anyway, I went and got material yesterday. My buddy Tom Beretta and Eric over there at Westside Building Materials, they were talking about this, and they said, "Kirk, how do you do that?" And I said, "You know what, tomorrow I'm going to explain that because I can." So you young plasters all over the world, and we got 30 million views, so I say all over the world. I'll show you how to do this, guys. This is, I don't care how good you are. There's a trick to this. I'm going to show you that trick. So when you're at work with all your journeymans and you're just an apprentice, you could do this and they'll be like, "Dude, how you doing that?" Anyway, working here for my artist friend named Elena here in Alameda. We're going to show you not only how to do that trick, but we're going to explain how to do this patch right here. Now, this patch, this is a 100-year-old house. It's had tractors underneath it. They had a lot of movement. So you can get this, guys. It's, I'm looking at the rest of the ceiling. I thought, man, that ceiling's working. A couple cracks here and there, but you got some cracks because of vibrations, guy. Anytime a tractor's under your house or just the rain lifts. When the drier conditions occur, they settle, and you get this kind of stuff. So it's not a big deal. What we did is, I scored it. Okay, the patch here, it looked almost exactly like this when it fell. So we take a knife, a razor knife, and we score it. What happens if we don't score it? Well, the whole ceiling can come off because how this is adhered is mushroom. It goes through this wood lath, and the plaster mushrooms behind it, and that's what adheres the plaster to this old wood lath. For us, what we did is after we scored it and contained it, that's huge, guys. You got to know how to contain stuff, otherwise you'll be doing twice the work. We contained it. We put this pink stuff. What is that pink stuff? That is a bonding agent. It's made by Larson's, and Larson's been selling the bonding agent at all of the professional plastering yards for 40 years. So I trust their product. You can go to Home Depot and you can get Quikrete and all the rest of these bonding agents. I just like Larson's. Anyhow, after we put a bonding agent on this, it's ready to go. What other benefits does that bonding agent have? I'll tell you, and this is super important, guys, for if you're painting, no matter what you're doing, caulking, kill the dust. We vacuumed the crap out of this ceiling. I mean, we vacuumed it well. And then what we did is we put the Weldcrete or the plaster weld on it. I want to remove all of the dust so now that our plaster could hit this wood and suck up. Otherwise, I mean, when they first start that, you wet it all and it sucks up, plus it goes in mushrooms. The wire isn't necessary, no, but we did it anyway just to make this as sturdy as possible. I'm going to put another piece of wire right here when Jay goes mix me some Structo-Lite. When we get to that point, I'll explain, guys, what we're doing and how to do it. This can take somebody like an hour to do. It could take me about a half hour to just spread it out. It could take the average person days and days if they're not using the right material. I'll explain the right material and why to use it, guys. Okay, Jay's going to mix that stuff up, and we'll get busy in a second. Real quick, the bonding agent, Weldcrete by Larson's. That's not at Home Depot's or Lowe's, so I'm just giving you a comparable when I say Quikrete. That's at all the big chain stores. The products we're using right now, Structo-Lite, and some of the other products. I go to the plastering material yards for the last 40 years. That stuff is for professionals, so don't look for some of these products I say at Home Depot. So I've given you the comparable. Anyway, I'm looking at this material here, and I'm thinking, oh, that's going to set in 10 minutes. I don't know if I can do this in 10 minutes. But I want to show you real quick, guys. You put a line from this corner to this corner and score it with a nail. You put a line from here to here. Score it with a nail. Can you see that? Aside from those pretty circles. Now those pretty circles are working because this is a brand new Hawk. I just picked it up from Westside. And here's the key. Here's the trick. Okay, I took a nail and I went in this dead center. Now a trowel can fit in there and it'll hold itself because it's spinning. It's perfectly centered and spinning. Can I do, well, my buddy Eric from Westside, he would say, "Kirk, let me see you spin that full of mud." Not this time, Eric. Anyway, I'm looking at this material. Is it going? Oh my God, it's going. Can I put this up in the amount of time that it is plastered or setting? Doubtful, but well, Kirk can give it a shot. Okay, now this stuff here, it's it has sand in it. Now, USG makes Structo-Lite. USG also makes the hot muds that we use often. What's a hot mud? If it says 20 minutes, guess what, guys? It sets in 20 minutes. If you have a dirty bucket or dirty tools, it sets in 5. But they also have 10, 20, 40, 60, 90, hour and a half muds. Those are USGs. You got, I think it's fast pack. Anyway, I'm hustling, so that's not real important right now. The name of that mud. A lot of you guys who watch our stuff, you see me using it all the time. And the thing I like about this interior, or the Structo-Lite, is it's like butter, guys. It's better than every material I could put. I can put interior plaster here. I can put exterior plaster here. I can use almost every plaster known to man. But this stuff here, it sets and it hangs. Anybody doing ceiling said, wow, how does he do that? How does he make it look so easy? Well, because the material. I've said this many times, guys. Material is 70% of a plaster. The other 30% is actual skill. So if you're a skilled plaster or mechanic, how they call us sometimes, a journeyman, you'll have the skill to do it, but the material is where the time in comes. Yeah, I got a lot of time in. I'm an expert at what materials to use. So this right here, guys, for what I'm doing, and notice, I'm messing around and this is getting really hard. Notice some of the cracks over here. Now those crack repairs are done with gypsum. Now those, when you do a crack repair on a ceiling that has got sand in it, you gotta know what material to use. You can't blend the ceiling in with gypsum. That is a sand finish. So that's why we're using Structo-Lite. Why I'm saying that too, I got to account for somebody who's going to go buy Structo-Lite from, say, one of the plastering material yards and try to do this, and they're going to call me and say, Kirk, that stuff didn't set for like 4 hours. Structo-Lite doesn't set for about 4 or 5 hours. So if you're going to do something like this and you go to the plastering material yard, say, give me some retard or accelerator. Accelerator is what's in here. And Jay didn't mess around. He put a lot of accelerators because we want to get it done. And I like moving fast anyway when I'm doing this stuff. So this got a lot of accelerators, and that's called Gibco. If you're at the plaster material yard. As far as getting this perfect, guys, the ceiling itself is hand troweled, so I can hand trowel this. I can look at it, and I'm using my 18-inch trowel. I'm going to grab my 20 in a minute just to make it true and level. Let's see here. Let me get the last of this bucket out because, yeah, man, it is getting stiff. Can old Kirk plaster with stiff mud? Absolutely. Come on out of there. All right. Let me finish showing you. I'll do this one patch right here. We're going to need more mud anyway. I'm just going to do this one patch, half of this, and then I'll show you, after I plaster the other half, how to match the finish. All right, guys. We got some hot mud in this 10-minute mud. But I want to address something. Okay. Here's the trowel I'm using. It's 18-inch. I'm going to go back over that with the 20-inch. Okay. That's kind of like what you would call, I know my friends in the UK, they would say, Kirk, we'd run you out of the UK because you're not using a straight edge. A straight edge just means you wet it first, and then you pull it across, and it's true and level. It matches this side to that side. But I tell those guys, well, what if it's an old world charm finish? That's hand applied. And I put a flat, perfectly flat finish with, say, this or this Derby. Same thing. You got to wet them both before you use them. It won't match. But that's just a little a rub for all the guys who are going to say, Kirk, in the UK, we'd get rid of your ass for that crap. You're not you're not rodding anything. Guys, we don't have to rod this. Okay. Oh, this mud, I got 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay. Since I got 15, 20 minutes. Now this trowel here, I'm going to switch to my big one. This is a 20-inch trowel, and I don't advise any of you guys to try to get a 20-inch trowel because for most of you, a square one would be perfect. These are swimming pool trowels. All right. Now what I'm going to do is finish this out. And when this trowel is so big, I can put it here. And basically, half on the ceiling and the other half on the patch and get that true and plumb. Okay, with this gigantic trowel, guys, it's you can use it, but if you guys are just watching and say, hey, I've never done that, I'm going to try it, don't use a big trowel. Use a little bitty guy. Easier to control. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spread the rest of this out. And for the sake of turning that camera off before it overheats and explodes, I'll come back when I'm doing the texture work. And lastly, my brother Lou, he's working again with us, guys. A lot of you guys say, where's Lou? You know he broke his foot. He's carrying a lot of weight on that foot, so he's back next week with us. Guys, I'm going to show you another important aspect of matching the finish now. That stuff is easy if you got time in. If you're a good taping mud guy and work interiors, this will be easy for you. It'll be easier than doing taping mud where you got to do 5 coats for something like that. Here's a product we're using, guys. I'm not pushing any products. Not like these guys pay me anything, but this is an easy product. Out of the 50 or 15 to 20 available, all kinds of plasters, veneers, exterior stuccos. That's the easiest, guys, so don't spin your wheels doing something else. Okay, I already got this side done, this side, because we're trying to get out of here and get something to eat. So it's real important. Okay, now, let's see. What's the mud look like? Oh, it's kind of soft, but Kirk can handle it. He's the best. He's the greatest. He's the Muhammad Ali of plastering. All right, guys. I show you this so you can get an idea of the consistency. Because some people will wait and it'll lighten up and get hard as a rock. You can't bring the aggregate out. It was hard as a rock. Okay. You see, that's about ready. You don't want it too hard because you're not going to be able to get the texture. You could do this too, guys. You could skim it with your trowel to cut some of the fat off. I like to leave a little fat to blend into this because this is a sandy finish. Okay, here's what you do. This is wet now. It's clean too, so if it's clean, it's not going to drag this. Okay, while it's wet, I'm going to take like 6 inches back, and pull it into the existing because you don't want to see a big crust of an outline here. Same thing here, guys. I'm going to pull it back from 6 inches. And what you can't see, guys, is, we take stuff for granted. There's about 20, 30 different things I take for granted right now. Some of the things are, I'm using the float flat, the whole float. I'm not using the toe or the heel and making indentations. Like I'm using the whole float, kind of like snowboarding. Another thing you're not going to be able to see is if I just go like this, guys. A lot of people do this. Okay, now I brought the aggregate out, the sand. It's showing. Aggregate's fancy word for sand. So you see that. Now it's going one way. It looks like crap. Okay, if I go this way, it looks like crap. So here's the key, guys. Circles and put the whole float flat. Okay. And it's going to want to stick. That's okay. Just light hand, just make your circles. That way you're bringing the aggregate out and you're not leaving those flat lines because those flat lines look horrible. Plus, they don't bring enough aggregate out. Here's a fancy finish we did about a month ago. We did it, and then we just put circles, and it was like, oh, that's so cool. But, okay, getting off of that, and back onto this finish. You go in different ways, and what's all important, guys, is the amount of water on this. If there's no water, I'm not going to match this. If there's too much water, it's just going to drag and start to drip and look goofy. So it just takes practice, guys, like any other thing in this world. car salesman, hey, all practice. Anyway, we thank you for watching. And as usual, Jay and I will see you guys on the next one.
By the way, folks, my dad and I are now members of Amazon affiliates, so if you're looking to buy any of the plastering or construction tools you've seen in our videos and you want to support us in the process, you can check the links below our video, or you can go to our website and get them there. If you have any other questions for tools we don't have linked, email us direct and we'll respond to you then.
Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.